My name is Pierre Valla, if you don't already know, and I just did a grocery haul. Now I'm going to break down for you each item, why I purchased it, for my personal goals. And my goals are typically always to burn body fat. I always want to be lean and build lean muscle mass, as well as skin protection and gut health, because naturally my skin is very sensitive and whatever food I eat usually resonates through my skin and I break out easily, as well as in my gut. One, because I'm lactose intolerant and I just have a sensitive stomach. So let's go ahead and break down each purchase and the reasoning behind. My first thing that I always want to do is look at sugar. No matter what, it's always sugar first. I look at the ingredients list to see how short it is. If it's too long, typically I try not to go for it. I try to keep it as short as possible, so as little chemicals as possible. And then I look at the carbohydrate count, the protein count, as well as the fat count. Now the ratio I like to go for, depending on which product it is high protein, lower carb count, but also the fiber in the carb count. So, and then as well as, low fat. I'm not really trying to go for a high fat diet. My fat moderation is very low. So let's go down the list. As I mentioned, I look at sugar count. Now I'm switching over from using stevia, and in the past I used a lot of Splenda. I've cut down a lot on it, but now I'm switching to monk fruit. And if you guys are not familiar with monk fruit, it is an artificial sweetener. The reason why it's healthier is because it doesn't spike your insulin in your body, and it's derived from a plant. I'm trying to cut out artificials completely. I don't do sugars at all, but this is a start. I'm bringing down monk fruit. It's probably your best bet, especially for somebody who's looking to not spike their insulin. So I have my keto maple syrup made with monk fruit, my caramel syrup and stuff like that. For my sweet tooth, I got jello and pudding made with monk fruit as well too. And like I mentioned, I'm lactose intolerant, and typically anything that's lactose intolerant comes from vegan products or vegetarian products. So these are actually very healthy as well too, because the ingredients in it are very short and very clean. So for my gut health and my skin, so I don't break out, I'm obsessed with oat milk. I know a lot of people are a big fan of almond milk and cashew milk. Honestly, it doesn't do it for me taste-wise. It's not for me. I try to really lean into things I know I'm actually going to eat, because I know when people go on diets, it's not sustainable because they don't like eating what they purchase. So I really lean into heavy onto things that I actually like eating. So oat milk, even my protein powder. I don't do whey protein anymore. I do plant-based protein. I've tried a lot of plant-based proteins. And my favorite out of all has been Sun Warrior. Now, this is not a paid ad or anything like that. I genuinely like Sun Warrior protein, vanilla specifically. I'm always trying to build lean muscle mass. So in my protein section, I do this week actually, the next few weeks, I'm gonna be doing a lot of fish, pretty much pescatarian, because I just recently came back from my trip from Sydney. I was over there for about a little over 2 weeks, and my diet was good in the sense of calorie intake, but there was a lot of crap that I ate, I drank, so I'm kind of like trying to do a cleanse. I don't really believe in like cleanse diets, but like cleanse in the sense of eating a little bit more cleaner. So my protein intake this next 2 weeks are going to primarily come from seafood. So I got myself my mahi, salmon, shrimp,
seafood galore,
cod, all that good stuff. And then in the next few weeks, I'm gonna start incorporating in my chickens, which I never could get sick of. I know a lot of people get sick of chicken. I rarely do meat. When I do meat, it's typically when I go out to a restaurant. That's more of my personal preference. I'm not saying meat is bad for you. It actually carries great B vitamins. It carries natural CLA, which is a good fat to help burn fat in the body. It's just, I'm naturally a big guy, and I'm always trying to hone it in, keep it tight. So meat is like, throw it in here and there for me. Energy drinks. Here I have Bang and Rowdy Energy. Honestly, these are not my preferences, it's what I had. Typically I go for Celsius. Celsius, honestly, is my drug. Every morning when I wake up at 6 a.m. for my fasted cardio workout, it's the only thing that's gonna get me out of bed. It's pretty natural. It comes from the green tea extract. These are a little bit more filled with chemicals, and honestly, I don't like them that much because it gives me that over caffeinated wire feel as opposed to Celsius, which is kind of like a flatline clean. I'm awake, I'm doing it, making moves, making it happen. I'm a huge cooker, so I like any clean sauces or seasonings that are low calorie. Again, very short on the ingredient list. Here I have like a ginger lime marinade. I have a low sodium soy sauce. It sucks because I don't cook as much now as I used to. So my time has been very, very limited, which sucks because I love cooking. I'll cook every meal when I had to eat the meal because I had time. I was a personal trainer, gigs with Wilhelmina for my jobs, and brand ambassadorship and stuff like that. So I have my own schedule. Now I'm more in the office rather than home. So I kind of supplement my cooking in with a meal prep company. Last but not least, vegetables, 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 vegetables. It's come to my knowledge from a few friends that people don't eat vegetables, which is mind-blowing to me. One, because the benefits it has for your body, like full of micronutrients, vitamins, foliage, folic acid, vitamin A, C, D, A through Z. A lot of us are deficient in vitamins and also wonder why our gut health isn't as great. You guys need vegetables, and as you can see, I try to do the rainbow. Again, I stick to things I actually like eating. I like broccoli, I like cabbage, obsessed with arugula. If you see me eating a salad, it's probably filled with arugula. And then I like to do fermented cabbage, which is like kimchi or sauerkraut, because it has great probiotics, which help with gut health. And a lot of people don't understand. When it comes to gut health, it's probably one of the biggest reasons why you're not reaching your fat burning goals, because your gut is probably messed up and it's not getting all that built up gunk out of your body to help metabolize that fat out of your body as well too. So always think about your gut health. So probiotics and natural foods, or again, you can do supplements. As far as carbohydrates, typically I'm a rice guy. I was raised on rice. I'm Haitian. We grew up on rice and stews. I'm trying to switch it up again this week. Like I mentioned, I was on my trip. I consider rice a little bit more of a starchy. I go for jasmine rice. I think almost 100% of the time actually. So I'm trying to cut back my starchy intake this week. I have my favorite Japanese yam, which is my all-time favorite because of the sweet tooth. It's way better than actually a sweet potato that most people are used to. The Japanese yam has this extra kick of sweetness inside of it, almost like I'm eating a candy. I just bake it, boil it, however, eat it just like that. Typically, don't eat fruit as much. I know that's, people always like, oh, fruits, vitamins, stuff like that. You get that from vegetables. Again, I'm huge on body composition. I always want to keep low body fat. So I go for lower sugar intake. So like right now, I only got the banana because I saw recipes to make pancakes just using banana and egg. I want to try it. I want to eat that for breakfast because typically I'm not a breakfast food eater in the morning. I'm not a huge eggs and oatmeal kind of person. I'd rather eat steaks and potato for breakfast than eggs. If I do eat fruits, I try to stick to berries because of the antioxidants. So I got a bunch of frozen blueberries, and when it comes to produce, I try to stick to frozen because one, they freeze it in season, and two, it lasts longer. And as I mentioned, my time is very limited and my money is limited. I'm not trying to have all my money go to waste in the fridge, sitting in there for how long for me just to throw it away. So frozen food is what I'm leaning towards. I have my cauliflower rice, and it satiates me because, like I mentioned, I am a huge rice lover. So I go ahead and make cauliflower rice whenever I have that craving, but I already know I hit my macros for my carbs. It gets the job done. I make like a stir fry with all these vegetables, throw two eggs in there, And then speaking of eggs, I have to have unpasteurized eggs, and they have to be organic. And I kind of want to see that yolk to be bright orange, because when I did my trip in Europe, I did it for 2 months. I was in Italy at a cottage bed and breakfast, and I remember the first time that I had a breakfast, I'm looking at these eggs, I'm like, why are these eggs bright orange? You guys put some nuclear there or something. To my knowledge, no, it's us Americans that have the wrong color eggs. The way we raise our chickens, how they're fed, completely wrong. The bright orange is the proper egg, the healthy egg. It tastes different. That's when I actually grew the taste for runny eggs, because I actually like the taste of the runny egg. Dip that in some toast and everything, and excuse my language. So I go for unpasteurized, and then not farm raised, organic. As organic, they're a little bit more expensive. You know what? It's a give and take for me. I consider my health an investment, so it's your choice on how you want to pick your eggs. Final carb that I have here, like I mentioned again, I crave rice more than anything, but I went ahead and got myself a pasta. I'm not huge on pasta, but I'll have cravings here and there. And when it comes to pasta, again, they have so many options now when it comes to pasta. So they have these ones with chickpea, lentil mixture. This one specifically is Seminole flour, which is what I like, is the typical flour that they use for pasta, incorporated with lupini beans. I hope I'm saying that right, lupini beans, which helps increase the protein intake that you have in here, as well increase fiber. And like I mentioned, the higher the fiber, the better it is for your carb count and for your gut health and just overall well-being. So my grocery haul, I hope you learned from this grocery haul. And then if you have any other questions that you may have, go ahead and just comment. Let me know what you want to touch on, if this information was informative for you, and we'll be back for another episode.